So our next topic is Chrisean Rock arrested while attending Blueface's court hearing. Chrisean Rock and Blueface have had a tumultuous relationship over the years. They dated from 2020 to 2023 and welcomed a child after their split. Despite the separation, Chrisean Rock has made a point of supporting Blueface throughout his various legal battles. The rapper of Tatiana was arrested for violating his probation back in January, and subsequent court hearings was held on June 10th in San Fernando Valley Courthouse. Things took an unexpected turn, however, when Rock showed up and was promptly arrested.
What happened, Christine?
I don't fucking know. They saying I got a whole nother case caught up in fucking downtown. I don't even be downtown. It's cool. I got my peoples looking into it. I don't know.
Where are you going to prison? That way? Excuse me, sir. What are you guys arresting her for?
For a whole nother charge.
A warrant out for what?
Sorry?
A warrant for what, sir?
There's a warrant for her arrest, sir.
Right. You gonna record me the whole way?
The whole way, beautiful.
Why?
You're a big star.
Oh God, this is not big shit at all. This is messy. You have to sit in the car.
Yes, for a couple minutes to get paperwork for the processes.
But who be like, can I just talk to somebody because that don't make sense?
TMZ reported Chrisean Rock attended the hearing as soon as she entered the courtroom. However, she was handcuffed by the officer and hauled off. The outlet was informed the San Fernando Valley Police were waiting for Rock to show up. Officers reportedly escorted Rock's child away while patting the rapper down to ensure that she didn't have any weapons on the person. It was unclear as to why Rock was being arrested initially. It was later revealed to be tied to a felony fugitive warrant that dates back to 2022. Chrisean Rock is now being held without bail. She's also being charged with assault of a deadly weapon. She stems from aforementioned 2022 warrant. The rapper was fully aware that she was being sought after these charges, and yet she told IG Live viewers that she had better things to do than to turn herself in during a March live stream.
My one thing that I've been paying off fees and getting rid of shit, talking to certain people to help my situation out. Cause I have my son, so the old me would have just turned myself in and dealt with it from inside to the outside of the jail. So whatever, so I don't be but right now I gotta play cautious because I don't plan on being in jail while my son is growing. I just don't plan on that at all. So
Chrisean Rock is no stranger to legal battles and setbacks. The rapper was arrested multiple times since 2020, and she's charged with possession of marijuana and possession of drug paraphernalia in May of last year. Okay. One could say that this was going to happen, the way that Chrisean has been conducting herself, and I'm not really here to condemn her for who she is and what she's doing. We're just here to talk about the outline of what optically had seemed to be a mudslide heading straight to hell, which has been her experience on social media and within on Zeus or the networks that support her. She's been pretty much on a campaign of self-destruction, and we have watched it happen, and she has been paid handsomely for basically marginalizing and basically self-destructing and imploding in front of us. And people have championed her for that. People have encouraged her to continue to do that. The more and bigger outlandish her stunts are, the more fame and support that she's gotten. This is not a narrative that's new. This is something that has been in media and pop culture for the last while. The more of a wreck you are, the more attention you get, and the more attention you get, the more money you get. And unfortunately, ultimately, always, I believe, the outcome and the consequences ends up exactly where she ends up, in bondage, ending up in a situation where now you're dealing with the real consequences. there's only so long where you could run and behave badly, and that stuff karmically will not come up to get you. If you are actually doing the things. And we can see that she's actually doing the things because there's been a number of people who she's been assaulting. Even Tamar's Braxton's backup singer at an event, there was a whole entire situation with that, where she openly assaulted him and fought him, and it seemingly seemed that nothing happened with that. There's been countless of conversations of rumblings and things she's done in the street. So I feel that her ultimately ending up where she was and thinking that she's above the law in the colony, it ain't gonna fly. Unfortunately, she's gonna have to deal with the consequences of her behavior. I don't know if that's going to lead to change behavior, but the person that suffers the most in the situation is now their child. So Blueface is in jail, and now the mother is in jail, and now the child has to go and stay with who? And we've seen the in-laws, we've seen the family. It's a completely toxic and harmful space. Again, hopefully this situation is a teachable moment for a lot of people to look at their choices and what they're doing and realize that ultimately you play clown games, you end up with clown prizes, and ultimately where she is right now is doing a disservice to not only her but her child. And I wish her and her family the best, but this is an absolute mess. And she's going to have to face the consequences of what she's created. I don't know if that means how much jail time she's going to get, but all of the public and openly verbalizing her I guess being above the law or rejecting the consequences of her actions throughout social media and on the various claims and things she's saying isn't really going to help her case. I think she's put herself in a bind where it's one of those things where she kind of is ending up in the situation because she also unconsciously was desiring it. And hopefully she can deal with whatever internal pain and fear that is within her, or abuse or anguish that is allowing her to end up in this space, because as we know, she wasn't always this way. And I don't know what it is. I don't know if she ever talked about it. I'm not really a fan of Chrisean in that way. I didn't really watch it in the show. Any of the content that I've seen of her was just on social media, and that would come to my top timeline because of her popularity. But hopefully she gets the help that she needs, and hopefully this will be a point where she can really begin to take accountability for her life and hopefully utilize her platform. I think we all love a comeback story, and everyone loves when somebody switches their direction and moves hopefully in a way that supports and honors them, and hopefully this will be the catalyst for that. All the best to Chrisean, all the best to Chrisean Jr. Hopefully he will be in a safe space with whoever is going to be his guardian while he is away from his mother and father at this time. Yeah, that's all I gotta say.